Okay, our next speaker, just want to share that with you, is been knowing her for 20 years. Her husband tells me, watch out, because you just got Cindy fired up. It only took one Zoom for her to get it, one Zoom, and all of a sudden she's off and running. And I wanted her to talk to you because she hasn't been doing it that long. Somebody from Dallas, Fort Worth, Cindy Baglietto!
I know. I knew I was going to get the short thing from Gene. Well, what a warm welcome. I am so excited to be here. And yes, I've been an agent for 20 years. And I've been with Keller Williams the entire time. My aunt was one of my role models growing up. Her name was Joy Neese, for any of you that may have known her. And she was a top producer in Dallas. She was the first real estate agent in Dallas to earn 6 figures. That's a long time ago. She was the number 4 agent to join KW in Dallas. And my mother, they were both divorced, and my mother was also a very strong businesswoman and started her own company. And these were 2 big role models for me. And when I was in 7th grade, I took an aptitude test, and I put on there that I wanted to be a real estate agent, a travel agent, or a personnel consultant. And I went to college, and I graduated from college, and I figured what I really wanted to do more than anything else was be a real estate agent. And now, keep in mind, this was 20 years ago. So I call my aunt up, my Aunt Joy, and I said, and for those of you who know Joy won't be surprised by this at all, I called her and I said, Joy, I've decided I'm going to become a real estate agent. I'm going to get my real estate license. And she said, that is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. You're never going to make it. Nobody is ever going to buy or sell our home from you. And why would they? First of all, you look like you're 10 years old. You're 22. You don't own a home. And you have absolutely no validity. The little bubble bursts. And I think, okay, well, I'll go to plan B. So I went into the industry that my mom was in. And so I did that. Then she actually started a travel agency. So I did personnel consulting. And then my mom started a travel agency. I did that. So I was able to do those 2 other deals that I was interested in. And my daughter started kindergarten, and 9/11 happened. And I was sitting there on the couch. It was around 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was watching the aftermath of 9/11, and all of a sudden, it just popped into my head. You know, what I really wanted to do back then more than anything was be a real estate agent. And so I called my husband. By the way, I am married to the best man, Mark Baglietto. Stand up and say, woohoo, the best. And I called him up, and he said he would support me in that. And I said, but if I do it, I'm not going to do it half-heartedly. I'm all in. He's like, no, I get it. So I call my mom, and then I call my aunt, Joy. And I said, Joy, you know, I've decided I really think I want to get my real estate license. And she said, I think that's a great idea. I think you'd be great. And I said, oh, great. And she goes, why don't we get together next week? And I said, why don't we get together today? And she's like, okay. And so we go have lunch, and then she goes, well, we'll have to get you with Gene Frederick. He's my office manager. And I said, well, do you think he's available now? And so we ran in and saw Gene, and then I went to the real estate school that day, signed up for my classes, and 2 weeks later, I had my license in hand. Okay, so poor Susan Frederick. Because let me tell you, I am the worst student. Like, I'm the front row person who asks a million questions. Gene is shaking his head back there. Yes, and I also, you know, have a hard time holding my tongue. And so, but Susan was awesome. She didn't get mad at me. She was so sweet. And when I I was only like my second week or third week in the business, and I had a big listing appointment, and it was in a nice neighborhood, my mother's neighborhood, and I had gotten referred to this listing appointment, but I didn't know how to do a market analysis. And so I was sitting in the workroom, and Susan comes up, it's like 8 o'clock at night, and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm trying to do this market analysis." And she sat down with me for an hour and a half and showed me how to do a market analysis, and I do it the same way to this day. And I got the listing, and I was up against a really big agent, and I saw Jean in the lobby the next day, and I said, "Jean, you know, I was up against Diane Daniels for this listing yesterday in her neighborhood. She's the #1 agent in the neighborhood." And he goes, "Cindy, it's okay. You can't expect to get a listing from Diane Daniels." And I said, "But I got it." So the bottom line is, my first year, I was Rookie of the Year for my the Board of Realtors, and that's just not me, that's Susan. Susan was such a good real estate trainer. She had trained the previous 5 Rookies of the Year for the Board of Realtors. So Susan is phenomenal, and I owe a lot of my success to Susan Frederick. Yes, yep. And of course, Jean was the recruiter. They were an amazing team. Susan did the training, Jean did the recruiting, and they were my team leaders for my first 5 years. Then Jean went up to Virginia to become regional director, and Trey Williams stepped in as my team leader. And Trey is also amazing. And then he went on to become regional director. So I had some pretty good role models in my career. And by the way, my first year I was also #2 rookie in the nation for Keller Williams. And so we've been doing it for 20 years. My 5th year in the business, my team of 6 did 100 million, a little over 100 million. And then we shrunk it down. After that, we decided we wanted to just be my husband and I and our office manager. And that's how we've done it ever since. But in like the past 2 years, like Dawn said, I'm just tired of being that rat on the wheel. We have saved our entire lives. And so we own outright our home and 8 rental properties and an Airbnb, and we've got a good amount of passive income coming in to live the life I would like to continue to live. So I was ready to retire. And my husband didn't want to retire. And so he was doing a deal with Trey Williams, and Trey, he goes, "Hey, Trey," Mark goes, we should get together for lunch or something. And Mark basically said, "Trey, tell me what EXP is all about. I hear Jean's doing pretty good." And so, yes. So anyways, Mark is the one who basically found out what it was all about. He came home, I said, "You know, honey, I don't care. If you want to move companies, we can move companies. I don't care. I don't want, I don't care." So then, but he didn't tell me anything about it. He goes, "Well, I'm getting on a phone call with Jean and Trey Saturday at 10 o'clock. I just wanted you to know. Don't make any plans." And so he continued to remind me of this appointment, not asking me to get on it, just telling me it's out there. So finally, the last day before, he reminds me, and I said, "You know what? I love Jean. I love Trey. I'll get on the call because I don't want you to try to regurgitate everything on this phone call to me." And so I had to get on the internet the night before, and I Googled, and I found that video of Jean doing his napkin presentation speech. So I want you to know, as a team in my region, we were always at the top, #1 many, many times in the entire region. I did not know the model. I had never seen the model. No, a few people had called, but I had never seen the model. When I looked at that evening, I thought, well, my gosh, we're moving. And I didn't tell that to Jean, had to play along a little, or to Trey or to Mark. Yes, I said, we're coming over. And I was so excited about moving over. I said, as soon as we get our cards, our signs, our marketing materials, I put the wrong phone number on everything. I was just copy and pasting and, But so the thing is I was ready to step out of the business. I already had, really 2 years earlier. I really had stepped out and quit selling. And because I wasn't excited anymore about what I was doing. I wasn't passionate about it. And when I saw that model, I thought to myself, this is exciting. This is something new. This is something that could change people's lives. And how fun will this be? I mean, I had that passion in me that I had 20 years ago when I got in the business and I thought, by golly, and really my first years, I wanted to get to Mastermind at KW. And you had to do $6 million in production to get to Mastermind. And I'll also tell you, I did my wealth chart and I did a little dream board around it. And one of the things that I put on my dream board was a picture of the El Conquistador. Because Gene had mentioned that this event was going to take place with him and Brent, and that only the top people in their organizations were going to get to go. And I thought, well, I really hope that'll be me. I hope I'll be able to go. And so I put it there, and I wrote, I will be there. And then I had no idea that I was going to be speaking. I mean, how cool is that, right? And what an honor is that? So I am really fired up, and every single person in this room is you've got the connections. You're not going to be sitting in this room if you don't have the connections to be majorly successful in RevShare, right? Right. So, we all need to really take advantage of this opportunity that is here in front of us. And so I'm really, really, really fired up again and have a new passion, and I have a new job. I know job's a bad word, but it is. So does anybody have any questions? Yes? Oh, yeah. So, and by the way, I've spoken to other top agents in the market. Top agents, they've never seen the model. They've never heard anything about it. So it's like the homecoming queen that never gets invited to the prom. That's the Dallas market. Yes, this is the Dallas market. So, so what you said, what did you just say? Right. So, and this was another great thing to have Trey right above me, because he has like team leader experience. I've only been an agent. So Trey, that's a different level of knowledge within KW. And so I told Trey, I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to recruit when I leave, right? And Trey goes, oh, no. They do not see you as a threat. He's like, you need to go in and tell them it's the stock. The stock is the reason you're leaving. Because I never recruited one person to KW. And I know it drove Soon and Gene and Trey and Kathy and all of my team leaders crazy, but I just didn't see the value in it. Why would I? There just wasn't enough in it I didn't believe in it, right? But now, this is phenomenal. This is so phenomenal that now I really do want to share it with all my friends. It's a whole different ball of wax. But they don't perceive me as a recruiter. But that is what I used to do when I didn't get into when I wasn't in real estate. So, and my husband was a technical recruiter as well. So, anyways, it's very exciting. Yeah. Any other questions? That's it. Well, I'm excited to be here. Thank you.